Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What is up, everyone? How are we doing today? Today. All right. Uh, Twitch backend is acting weird. So I don't know who's back there, but good morning, Mr. Coerso. How are you today? What's going on in your life? Saw, good morning, bro fit. What's going on? On a walk, getting those steps in, those push-ups in. Saw Corso on stream last night for a minute, playing some Rocket League. It's pretty sweet. Good morning, Dylan. What's up, buddy? Hope your commute is going well. Welcome to the sound of my voice for the next 30 minutes on your commute. Um, but yeah, I just had a minute, Corso, and saw you on. Just figured I'd pop in and say hi. I was out front of my daughter's hip hop class. So 12-year-old Brooklyn doing hip hop. I think you guys all kind of heard the story a little bit, but so she has these classes every Wednesday, no, Tuesday. I thought they were Wednesdays. Tuesdays. Anyways, I took her and I asked her this time because I'm I was like, Brooke, you don't want me to watch you, right? So should I just stay in the car? And she's like, yes, please. And so we're at that stage of I think it's a mix of embarrassment, but more so it's a new class, it's a new dance routine. Like she hasn't done dance in a really long time, if not ever, like basically since she was a kid. So she's learning. I did sneak in at the end. So at the end of the class, the dance instructor opens the door and uh, asks. She tells the parents that they're allowed to come in and video and watch while the kids do like a rehearsal run because it's like for like a they're gonna do like a Christmas performance or something like that. And so I did sneak in and I snuck in with my camera on video mode because I was trying to get the, you know, because I've taken her to a couple of these classes, I think three now, maybe two, maybe three. And my wife always asks me, she's like, "Did you take any pictures or video?" And I'm like, "No." So I sneak in, I got my phone out, and Brooklyn just looks at me and just like death stare. Just put your, like she all but like got out of her position in the line and smacked my phone to the ground. But she did that with her face and her eyes. I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced this. I think most of y'all here have young kids, so you haven't got there yet. But it was definitely that thing where you're holding the camera and they shut down. So I put my phone in my pocket. I threw my hands up. I was like, I'm innocent. And I just watched, and she was doing so good. I was so impressed. Like, she's gotten so much better since her first class because her first class was awkward. There's no, this class doesn't seem to be like you could start almost any time kind of thing or any month. And so there are people that have been in the class for a couple of months. There are people that have probably been there year after year. So the skill range, it was high. What they just a huge variation of skill. So when she first started, like it was not comfortable. Like it was awkward for her, but she's gotten so much better. And it's, still even at this age, it's adorable to watch. I was very proud. She kept looking back at me and glaring at me that I was still in the room. There was another dad sitting next to me who was just like video cameraing everything. And I'm like, after the routine, I looked at him. I'm like, "Do you know who my daughter is?" And he's like, "Yeah, the one who was glaring at you the whole time." And I'm like, "Yeah, you mind sending me that video?" Like joking in front of my daughter. And so then we get home. I tell my wife this, and she's like, "Oh," she's like, "Bro, I give no Fs. When the teacher opens that door, I'm the first one in the door, and I stand right in the front of the class, and I got my camera out, and I'll video all of it." It's just funny. Like, that's important to my wife. It's very important to my wife to capture those things. Um, for me, I like it. and I rarely do anything with it. Those of you who know me on the social medias know that I don't post a lot anymore. I kind of just like keep in the background. But at the end of it, I try my hardest to just stay in the moment and appreciate um, what's happening, what's going on, like what she's doing, like just enjoy and soak in that kind of thing. So I don't know if anyone feels the same way. I don't know how I just like went right into that in the first couple of minutes, just told my whole story. Like, and now I've got 22 minutes of struggling. Jason's not going to be here. I'm all alone. If anybody wants to jump up, I can drop the link in the chat. Looks to be just the three of us. But cool, we're here. We're doing it. Let me know what's going on with your lives, guys. What's going on? What are you up to? Everybody but Dylan, because he's driving. I want him to be safe. Okay. One of these days, we'll figure out how to get Dylan to stop driving so that he can like come on here, hang out, text a little more, chat with us, and we can get to know Dylan a little better. Um, Honestly, Dylan, if you want to do like a random hour, like half-hour stream, just me and you, like hanging out, like I'm open to like making something work if you have a better schedule. Good morning, David. What's up, buddy? Getting in here, creeping in here, saying hello. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, like hit me up and we can do this. Uh Profit. I saw you message this in the group and it just cracks me up that you say the phrase tummy ache. Um I've had a tummy ache for 3 days and only at night, so it's been strange. Good morning. Guess who's off today? Whoa. Whoa. A Wednesday off? What's the reason, man? What's happened? Um, yeah, that's cool, dude. What's going on? You got some sort of event at school with the kids? Uh what Tell us the story. Is today the day before the 5K and you're taking a rest day? I am You have me intrigued, sir. But good morning. Good morning. What else we got here? Wife is running a conference for New Jersey, so I came for dinner last night and decided oh, cool. So little romantic get like a work event turned into a romantic getaway. That's dope. Take the day off, spend it. Nice. Yeah, I've been seeing your posts, all the running training, going on these runs with your wife, like having these dates. Guys, MP's doing it right. Lock in. He knows what he's doing. So good stuff. Good for you. Good for wifey. Everything's going well with the children. Business is booming. Super busy. So it's awesome, man. Um, I feel in a similar path, except I've just completely let go the exercise and any training. I feel like it'll come back, but I think I'm in this in between where I did a lot of it this summer, earlier this year, and I'm just kind of off it right now. But everything else in life is going very well. Um, Business has been crazy, so that's where I've had to focus my time and energy. I don't want to let this go, so I'm here at the bare minimum doing this in the mornings. I would love to say that we're on the path to doing more, but I can't commit much more time to this. So I'm sorry that it's not growing or getting better or anything like that. I'm not doing anything with the content. Like I said earlier, it's not my game. It doesn't matter how easy Gary makes it for all of us with all these new ways. I just don't think I have it in me. So it is what it is. I'm enjoying my time with you guys. I hope you're enjoying your time with me. Come in and out as you please, and we'll have this fun in the morning. We'll talk a little bit about me, and then maybe about you because you're gonna text, right? Right? We're learning a little back and forth, and we'll start our days off right. I mean, some people have already started their days, but I am starting my days here. Daughters are firing on all cylinders, cannot complain. Just found my plane tickets for Portland. I know more torn. David's traveling. David's got kids and grandkid now. Dave's got kids in different states, so David travels to see his daughter. This is this is something that I said, I don't know, a year or two ago. So like I have 3 kids and I'm not going to hold them back or make them feel guilty about going wherever they want to go. Um I look forward to it. My wife and I love to travel. No grandkids. That's right. I said it and then I immediately was like, "Oh, he's not there yet." So, sorry about that, sir. Um, but one of my goals is to be at a place where I can travel to find my kids wherever they go and to still be in their lives as much as possible. So, I love that you're doing that. I appreciate it. I look forward to it. Um, it's a very cool thing to be able to, like, leave, like, the area that you've known and start a new life, so I don't wanna take that away from my kids. Uh, Southern California is a hard place to leave because it's just for all the bad it has, it's hard to fight the weather. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Dom is Nostradamus, you know something. Yeah, you're gonna get a little bit of a surprise when you get to Portland. You didn't know this, but, like, in the background, your daughters are, like, my biggest fans. We talk all the time. They let me know these things. No, none of that is true. Um, but yeah, we're here. Let's see. Okay. Oh, man. I told myself I was gonna bring the book with me to work. So, we're here because of a book. It's really simple thing. I mean, I'm here, like, I know all of you guys because of a book. So that's been my journey. Books were never a part of my life, and then they became a part of my life, and it led me to V Friends. It led me to you guys. It led me to Ryan and Blaze. I told them about this book. Good morning, Jason. I met Jason because of this book, and meeting all of you. So the book is called The Daily Dad by Ryan Holiday. It is 1 page a day, super simple. Mine's on a Kindle. It's not hard. It says at my reading speed, it's 1 minute to read it. Easy. Usually starts off with a quote from today's quote was from Marcus Aurelius. So I'll just read it to you guys. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Okay. Starts off with a quote. Then Ryan writes a little bit of text. He'll usually reference some sort of story or historical figure. So in this one, he touched for like a millisecond on James Stockdale, whose plane got shot down over Vietnam, and he was captured and spent X number of months. I don't know the full story. Months, maybe a year, uh, in a Vietnamese prison, like for um, a war prison, whatever you call that. And he was very much a practitioner of stoicism, so he kind of put himself in a different mindset so that he would survive that. And that's kind of what this page is a little bit of about is, things happen to us for whatever reason, and we have very little power and almost no control over these things that happen. Like the example in the page is the pandemic. None of us had control over that. It just happened to us. What we did have control over is how we responded, how we reacted, how we like what our perspective was on the situation. So there are a lot of people that chose to take it negatively and, dwell on the fact that our children are not able to go to school, that they're learning through distance learning, and, they're not going to get the same amount of information and they won't be able to handle this and all that stuff. Others took it a different way and, saw it as a opportunity to learn in a different way. I think that the world had a huge shift from everybody being employment shift. So instead of everybody going to an office and working, you now have which we were kind of leaning into anyways. You now have a lot more freedom in the world. It's less like stigmatized that you can work from home. There's goods and bads to that. I go back and forth, right? Like I am way more productive when I'm here in the office in this chair. Homeschooling has been the best decision. Nice. Good morning, actually. How you doing? Jay, what are you up to? So Jay, we kind of talked about Jay a little bit the other day. He's in a reset phase right now, after some hard weeks. So he is at the gym. He really needed a strong gym day. So he messaged me this morning saying, I need a gym. My spring is filling up. A good challenge. Shift your perspective. So yeah, homeschooling, working from home, it's been huge game changer for a lot of people. Yeah, like MP and me, construction, manufacturing. No, not really. Um, so like I said, I'm best suited in the field. I'm best suited in this chair. When I do work from home, it can be very difficult. There's a lot of distractions. My wife, my kids, like my favorite people are in that place. So it's easy to be distracted. And then, you know, TV, video games, snacks, food, household chores, like you name it, it's there in my house. I've created my I've made it so that my work life and personal life are as separated as possible. So I've set a lot of boundaries on work, not answering emails or phone calls or texts after a certain hour and definitely not on the weekends. And the easiest way for me to do that is create the separation at the threshold of my door. So when I'm home, like that part of my brain just switches off. And so I find it hard when I do work or try to work from home or need to work from home. uh, I find it hard. I find it difficult. Like my home has become a place where I don't think about work. So when I tell myself this weekend, like I need to do some work this weekend because I'm really behind or I'm like, things are stacking up, it's a struggle bus for me. So that doesn't work for me as much, but it works for a lot of people. And that is the, going back to the book. Sorry, I'm like, where did I come from? That's how a lot of us shifted our perspective during this disaster that happened. Dom, show us your best suit. Might get you a date night. Wink, wink. Wait, what? My dumb self is trying to use last week's link. Oh, it's a new show every day, sir. It's a new show every day. Um, I can send you one. We can get you up here for a minute here. Where would I do that? I always don't know it. All right, I have all this stuff. Here's a link. Let's see if that works. Okay. Um, I got the opposite going on. Explain. Um, the opposite of me. So less work-life balance, less like separation, like kind of like too much of a mixture. I have a good friend that has that, and um, it's not something that I've like talked to him about, but it is something that I get a little concerned about, because he's told me that like he sees a different like more hands-on dad style with me than with him and his kids. But then I see, times where we're all together and he's on his phone, he's taking calls, he's doing whatever. I mean, he runs Airbnbs that he owns and manages himself. So like that's a little bit more of like an immediate sense of urgency. You have a guest, they show up at whatever times they show up and they message you, with problems, and it's his job to, accommodate them and fix them. Otherwise, he gets bad reviews and his rentals go down and all that other stuff. So it's a little bit different than mine. Um, in construction, we can only work so many hours. The timelines are long on some of these projects. So, I've definitely adapted and I try to make my clients understand that like it will get done, it can get done. Nothing is urgent. I like kind of jokingly tell all the clients like if you have emergency on the weekend, like something that you think is an emergency, I can almost guarantee you it's not. And if it is like a fire, a flood, a disaster, or anything like that, like call the police. Like, you know, if it's a flood, that obviously you wouldn't do that. But if it's a fire, like that's the one thing. If it's a flood, you just shut the water off and I'll be there as soon as I can, kind of thing. It's been a morning, clearly. It's okay, dude. We'll get you next time. Seriously, if anyone has the day off on Monday through Thursday and wants to talk to me, just send me a message and I'll get you. I do open up Twitter at the same time. That is the best place to correspond with me if you don't have my phone number. So my iced coffee tastes like they brewed it with vodka. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. You could read between the lines on that one. Maybe go Irish coffee. I don't know. Maybe your wife's really just trying to celebrate that day off of yours. Just spiked your punch in the morning. Um, but yeah, that's a little bit about the reading. So let's see, where does it end? Because I like how these paragraphs end. And again, the book, get it? It's 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 a good book. Like it's a good read. We were talking last week with Corso, who I believe is still in here. Um, he had asked, like, he doesn't have kids. He's like, so does this book make sense for me? And I 100% believe it does. I mean, this today's is just about perspective, shifting, good versus bad. I mean, who couldn't use that lesson? Um, you know, Business owners, employees, friends, family members, like all of that stuff. Uh, this is a lesson that will help you. And honestly, in my mind, the earlier someone picks up this book, pre-children, the better. Like if you're in that early stage of life, you're in that dating zone, you're just engaged, you're married but no kids, like you pick this book up, start reading it, start studying it, it's going to change your life like in certain ways, but it's definitely going to give you a way better baseline and prep for being a parent if that is part of your journey in life, like where you want to go. Sorry, I don't mean to reference it like it's some sort of, what makes me laugh, right? Is it's like I'm a very like y'all know my name. You just Google search my name, it'll come up. Like I have a website, I have a company, my phone number is my phone number. Like I don't have, multiple screen names or personalities or anything like that. Ryan Holiday, his I think one of his underlying goals is to shift our perspective. And that's deep in stoicism. And that's the philosophy that he studies heavily. But a lot of his books, um, it is a twist. It is eye-opening. That's what I like about them, and it's eye-opening in a simple and easy to digest, descriptive way, and it really helps. And I think Gary does that too. Don't. I Googled you and found post office pictures. Close. There might be some of that. There might be an article or two about the bad deeds that I've done. But freaking David. David's so quick. David's so quick witted. I love it. Sort of sometimes. But yeah, good, 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 good read today. Good stuff. Sorry, I've been in and out. Houston CAC prep. Love to hop on one morning as a non-dad whenever it makes sense. Have the best day. Oh yeah, for sure, Corso. Hit me in the DMs when you get the book. Read the passages the day before or the night or the morning of, and just seriously just hit me up on Twitter and say, look, this one really resonated with me. Like I have a good story. Like I'd love to hop on and talk. I mean, Jason and I, a lot of the times, you don't know this. Um, we we talk a lot about how we were raised, especially Jason. So you can look at it from that angle. You're a son. How did your dad raise you or your mom raise you? And how does it reflect in this book or doesn't reflect in this book? Like I have a lot of stories where it's like, I wish my parents would have read this because my childhood, my raise, like the way I was raised, everything would have been a little bit better from my perspective. So, but then I look at it the same way. I reframe it. I switch the perspective and I say, if they had raised me any differently, I wouldn't be who I am. A lot of the things that I've become and learned to become is because those were the things that I thought they failed at. And I told myself I would never do that. Right. So we humans adjust and adapt. It's one of our greatest qualities. And, you know, there's no right way, there's no wrong way. And yeah, I think we all kind of figure it out in the end to some degree. But yes, Corso, let me know whenever you want to come up. It doesn't have to be on a Jason's Gone solo day. I'll just remove Jason from the stage, honestly. Um, just kidding, guys. But yeah, there we have it. 30 minutes. Great show, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Like I always love y'all chatting. I'm happy to stop talking the nonsense that comes to my mind and just read the more you guys write. If you guys want to take over and hijack the show with your own problems, your own questions, your own concerns, your own takes on the reading, like that's honestly what I want because I don't want to just like sit here and talk to myself the whole time. I would much rather engage here. We learn each day and grow for the better. 100%. So you'll constantly see me stop talking to reference these lines from people because I do appreciate it. I don't feel like I'm the best up here on the stage talking. So when you guys can come in here and hijack, it's easier for me. Makes it way easier for me to just read and shift the conversation to whatever it is that y'all want to chat about. Yeah. David's professional. For sure. We got a couple of professionals who come in here and just run the chat, like just too many words. When I'm in the office, when you see this background, it's no problem at all. When I'm in my garage or I'm in a car or anywhere else, it's a little bit more difficult. In the office, I got two screens. I can see, all the chat. I can scroll. I can do all this stuff. It's so easy. Um, but yeah, at home, it's not. I can't bring my two screen computer down to the garage. um, my wife and kids would be like, "What the heck is dad doing?" But yeah, don't have a basement. Man, I wish I could just dig out a basement and just MP it up. No, sorry. All right, that's it. Happy. It is Wednesday today, right? Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. Um, I'm here all night, gonna grind this one out, and a half day tomorrow, and go home for the weekend. Literally the best schedule I've ever had in my life. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. 3-day weekends are the alpha, as we say. Just do not make it an interview or a restaurant. Yeah. I'm not good at interviewing anyways. Like I'm like, I don't know, it's still something that I'm learning. and I really need to get, a little better at because when I go on these like new client prospect talks or these things, I walk out of some of these things not knowing who my client is. And there's a part of me that, is trying to respect their privacy or whatever they may want to keep secret. And then there's another part of me that's like, I really don't know who I'm working for. I should do a better job at like talking to these people and understanding who they are so that I can, you know, maybe have a better idea of what I'm dealing with. Okay. I've said bye like 3 times now, but you guys keep texting me. Just kidding. See you tomorrow, Thursday. Have a great Wednesday. Hit me up in the DMs if you ever want to continue the conversation. If anything struck a chord with you and you want to talk more, I'm here. I'm for it. I do check Twitter every now and then. But yeah, have a great day. Enjoy the event Corso in Houston, I think you said, Texas. If anyone's in Texas, go find Corso. He is a great time. Yeah, 100%. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you. Bye, y'all.